Alright, so PlayStation have just recently come out with a blog post saying that they'll stop producing discs for new games by January 2028. And there are a bunch of people online who are moaning and groaning about this, like they're just super annoyed, like they ever use physical discs themselves. Listen, I'm going to be honest here. I have never bought a physical game in my entire life, and I've never had an issue with my digital games. So for people to be so up in arms about this, like it's a massive deal, when in my situation, I've never encountered an issue, I just find it so stupid. I really do. Like anyone I know that buys physical media, by the way, usually the biggest dorks. And I mean that, like they are just the nerdiest of nerds. So that's kind of just what I envision when I see like so many people so annoyed by this. It's probably just a bunch of nerds that are just, no one likes them. And they're probably just putting all their rage about that into this. Like it's probably not even about this really. Like if you really think about it as well, why would Sony continue to make discs when barely anyone buys them in the first place? If you look at the stats, the vast majority of people get digital games, as they should. And that's probably just going to continue to get higher and higher for the digital side as time goes on anyway. So why not just pull the plug now? Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of the hate just comes from people that are already depressed about their lives, like they already hate themselves and they're just kind of pushing that onto this. But I do think a lot of it is also just performative, as there are a bunch of creators online making videos about this, tweets, and it is just like all super performative. It's all for attention, it's all for guaranteed likes, because the uproar is so big. It's just a snowball because of that. I don't think anyone is actually upset about this. I think it's all just a facade. It's just everyone going with the most popular consensus, or what seems like the most popular consensus. So yeah, let's go over some of these tweets. Here's the tweet by PlayStation themselves here. 110 million views. I mean, people that are happy about this probably didn't even see this post. It's probably only being shown to people that don't. So if you think about it, with how many people have seen this is probably like every disc owner in the entire world, which isn't really that many. So, you've got tweets from Domino's, makes about as much sense as us changing to digital pizzas. Man, Domino's just always come out of the cringiest tweets. Like, they're just like the epitome of a brand account trying to like stay hip, like trying to stay trendy with the kids, that type of thing. Also, Domino's pizza actually just suck. I can't remember the last time I've had one. They're also just extortionate. Like, you could get the same quality of pizza for like a fraction of the price. Like, they're just, and it's not even good pizza. You've got this person, then stop selling digital games for the same price as physical ones too. You're removing the printing, box, and shipping prices from the equation completely, so I shouldn't be paying $70 for digital games. That is a great point. Because physical games are now going, digital games will be going down on price. And I can't wait until that happens and it is a noticeable decrease in price. And all these people that got so upset, they're going to be annoyed that it actually turned out well. So I think that's actually like a really good tweet there, pointing out that kind of hypocrisy of people jumping on this and not even thinking about that. You're killing ownership, you're killing legal preservation, you're killing discoverability, you're killing publishers, you're killing developers. This is just so over the top. This is a good example of someone that just doesn't know what they're talking about. You will own nothing. I literally own all my digital games. I can play them whenever I want. So how is that not owning? I don't get that. People are also mentioning how Sony removed a bunch of digital movies that people already bought. Like that means anything, like that's related to this. It's not. I can't believe I have to point this out, but movies are not the same as games. You cannot play movies. They're two different mediums. Just in case anyone didn't know that. So for anyone trying to make that point, I don't know, man. I think you're a lost cause. If you can't even distinguish the two of movies and games, then why are you even talking about this in the first place? You clearly have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, all in all, honestly couldn't be happier that physical games are finally being phased out. As someone that's never bought them, never seen why people have gotten them, I see this as an absolute win for PlayStation. It's moments like these that truly show what companies are trying to push the needle and like actually push against the grain. And I think Sony here, they've done exactly that. Everyone's kind of annoyed at it at first or jumping on it and saying, oh, this is a terrible thing, even though they barely know anything about it. In reality, it's just because they're ahead of the game. People don't understand how this is going to be a positive thing down the road when games are much cheaper and the PlayStation Store has better sales to make up for it, like stuff like that. People just don't get that. People don't know where gaming's going in 5 to 10 years. It could change drastically in that time. And I think Sony are just ahead. They already know where it's going and they're preparing for that. And I think this is a great decision to be making in preparation for that new future of games. So yeah, I can only hope other companies will follow this example that Sony's made. They should be thinking about that and going, Sony probably know what they're doing. We should probably follow suit. I hope that is the case. And yeah, I just can't wait for games to get drastically cheaper over time and for people to look back at this and, just regret talking about it this way and regret jumping on this so quick for a wee bit of internet attention and likes. But at the end of the day, you're just on the wrong side of history when this happened. The people look back at this and be like, this was the best thing PlayStation did. They were truly innovating when they did this and no one else understood. I'm just happy I'm on the right side of history, but tell me what you guys think in the comments. But I can't be the only one that thinks this is just blown out of proportion. It's come on, guys. We're not in the 90s anymore, it's a new age. It's the digital age.